Hello there, Assalamu alaikum. I'm Shira Abang Mansour and you're now watching English News at 5. Sarawak will be establishing a climate change centre, a centralised hub for coordinating, managing, supporting and guiding all climate change and carbon trading initiatives in Sarawak. And this requires a comprehensive and coordinating approach aligned with the state's sustainable goals.
The Sarawak Climate Change Centre can also support the development of policies and regulations that promote sustainable practices, including renewable energy, energy efficiency, and sustainable forestry management, among others. We need the leadership, expertise, and resources to ensure the realization of the plan's ambitious goal, positioning Sarawak as a leader in climate change and sustainable economic growth. Sarawak is committed to addressing the urgent issue of climate change and will continue to explore and implement innovative strategies to mitigate its impact on the environment, economy, and society.
He said the proposed Sarawak Climate Change Centre would be set up once the legal framework from the state's attorney and rules were in place for climate change and carbon trading initiatives.
Now what we do is we have to enhance our legal framework in terms of the rules of carbon trading as well as carbon storage, and from there on then we expand it. And we have to work with international organizations so as we got all the data. Once the data is kept, it becomes the center, and that will enable us to see and look forward for the future.
He further added that Sarawak is the pioneer to implement carbon trading and carbon storage after amending the Land Code and Forest Ordinance. Abang Johari pointed out so far that there are 5 countries have shown interest in Sarawak's carbon capture and storage CCS potential due to the strategic position of the region.
Because, you know why? Because our potential in terms of storage is there. And then the geological structure, we are outside the ring of fire. Because there shouldn't be any mobility of our earth movement. Jadi kita just nice.
Abang Johari further reiterated that the region is committed to addressing climate change issues and will continue to explore and implement innovative strategies to mitigate its impact on the environment, economy, and society.
Sarawak, famous for its natural resources, has the potential to spearhead the fight against climate change. Premier of Sarawak, Dato' Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tunopeng said the state holds an opportunity to harness the abundance of resources while achieving its net zero emissions target to propel the state's green economy.
We are already making progress toward this goal. Our generation has successfully transitioned from 92% fossil fuel in 2010 to 70% hydropower by 2015, complemented by thermal resources for energy security. Over the past decade, our state has undergone a significant shift towards decarbonization, resulting in a 72% reduction in grid emission intensity between 2010 and 2020. This achievement has been made possible by our commitment to renewable energy sources and continues to drive our sustainable socio-economic growth today.
He said this in his keynote address at the Asia Carbon Conference 2023 in Kuching on Wednesday, March 15th. The Premier added that the state's renewable hydropower will act as one of the main drivers for the state to enact legislation in exploring carbon and the environment.
Meanwhile, the Betong Division Development Agency, BDDA, is now all charged up and ready to start implementing its first tranche of projects, which comprise of infrastructural projects. BDDA Chairman Dato' Amar Douglas Uga Embas said that all the state assemblymen from 8 constituencies, including himself from Bukit Saban, had now identified and finalized their priority projects.
Meanwhile, Uga added that some of the projects that have been meticulously planned are ready to be implemented. At the same time, Uga said its constituents had been informed of the agency's present objectives and projects in its pipeline from the 1.5 billion ringgit allocation. He added that there is no duplication of projects with regards to those normally approved by other government agencies and departments in the division. Commenting further, Uga said the BDDA committee is planning for its second tranche of projects by May this year, which will touch on the socio-economic and tourism industry. As such, he calls for total cooperation from all agencies involved in the implementation process. He said this at the closing of BDDA third project implementation workshop today, March 15th. Also present were the former Deputy Chief Minister Tan Sri Alfred Jabu and all the respective assemblymen from Layar, Krian, Saribas, Kalaka, Bating Maro, Lingga and Kabong.
Petros has been issued the first license for carbon storage by the Sarawak Land and Survey Department. The license covers an offshore area in the North Luconia province, offshore Bintulu, and will allow Petros to begin managing the state's natural carbon capture, utilization and storage resources, CCUS. Its Chief Executive Officer, Janine Giri, said that the state has the largest potential for carbon storage capacity in the country and welcomes organizations committed to achieving their decarbonization targets to explore the potential.
The development of the infrastructure will also unlock and commercialize the development of stranded sour gas reserves offshore Sarawak, ensuring long-term energy and gas supply security for the state. This will also create business opportunities to operate the infrastructures and generate revenue for the state economy while further developing local capabilities. Janin received the license for carbon storage at the Asia Carbon Conference ACC 2023 from Ministry of Natural Resources and Urban Development Permanent Secretary Datuk Zaidi Mahdi, while witnessed by Premier of Sarawak Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg. Previously, during Petros' 5th anniversary celebration in October last year, Abang Johari had announced that given its technical expertise and resources, Petros, being the region-owned oil and gas company, will be the resource manager for CCUS in Sarawak with collaboration and support from relevant ministries.
Takkanlah tak kenal sekilas ikan di air, kita tahulah jantan betina je.
Isu madani sudah, Kementerian Kemajuan Desa dan Wilayah sudah, dan kali ini kita nak beralih kepada politik pula.
Politik. Dia minta pula saya letak jawatan. Ini apa dia logik politik? Minister dengan Najib jangan pernah mencabar saya.
Saksikan Dialog TVS eksklusif bersama Timbalan Perdana Menteri Datuk Seri Ahmad Zahid Hamidi pada 17 Mac 2023 jam 11.15 pagi hanya di TVS.
Welcome back. The Ministry of Finance, MOF, stressed that Malaysia will not experience an economic turmoil this year, although the country is faced with global economic uncertainties. Our reporter, Burhanuddin Kamil, will fill us in on the details. Over to you, Burhan.
Thank you, Shira. The Deputy Finance Minister, Stephen Sim Chi Kyong, said the technical definition of economic recession is when a country experiences 2 consecutive quarters of economic contraction.
Pada tahun ini, kerajaan menjangka ekonomi Malaysia akan berkembang sekitar 4.5%. Ini selaras juga dengan apa yang telah diunjurkan oleh Tabung Kewangan Antarabangsa ataupun IMF dan juga Bank Dunia yang telah mengunjurkan kadar pertumbuhan ekonomi Malaysia pada tahun 2023 ini sebagai masing-masing 4.4% dan 4.0%. Justru berdasarkan unjuran ini, meskipun kita berdepan dengan pelbagai cabaran ketidaktentuan global, saya ingin menegaskan bahawa Malaysia tidak akan mengalami kegawatan ekonomi pada tahun 2023 seperti yang ditanya dalam soalan YB Dungun tadi. Hari ini berdasarkan takrifan kegawatan ataupun kemelesetan ekonomi sebagai secara teknikalnya apabila sesebuah negara mengalami penguncupan ekonomi suku tahunan sebanyak 2 kali berturut-turut. Namun, kerajaan akan terus mengukuhkan pertumbuhan ekonomi negara dan pembangunan yang saksama untuk rakyat serta menjadikan Malaysia sebagai sebuah destinasi pelaburan yang lebih menarik dengan memudah cara contohnya proses pelaburan bagi mewujudkan dan mewujudkan lebih banyak lagi syarikat pemula berinovasi tinggi dan mencipta lebih banyak peluang pekerjaan dengan pendapatan yang setimpal.
Sim said this in a reply to a question from Wan Hassan Muhammad Ramli, Parliament member of Dungun, on the measure taken by the government to address the economic downturn issues in 2023 to minimize the impact on Malaysians. To tackle the effect of rising prices of basic necessities, Sim said that the unity government continues to implement subsidies and cash aid, such as Rahmah cash contribution and various incentives with a total allocation of 64 billion ringgit. That's all from me. I'm Burhanuddin Kamel with Zulkifli at Dewan Rakyat. Back to Kuching.
Thank you, Burhan. Well, Malaysia will have a law to protect the elderly soon. As such, a bill to safeguard the rights of the elderly is expected to be tabled in the Parliament next year. The Act carries provisions to penalise children who neglect, abandon or abuse their elderly parents. This is in line with the country's preparations to become an ageing nation by 2030.
Usaha pewujudan satu Akta Warga Emas ini merupakan salah satu langkah kementerian dalam menangani isu penuaan ataupun negara tua pada masa tahun dijangka 2030 dengan pendekatan yang dapat mengharmonikan semua pihak dan sebagai persediaan negara ke arah mencapai status negara tua khususnya pada tahun 2030. Dan Tuan Yang Dipertua, rang undang-undang Warga Emas disasarkan untuk bacaan kali pertama di Dewan Rakyat insya-Allah pada tahun 2024 tahun hadapan. Sehubungan itu, KPWKM akan meneliti kesesuaian undang-undang terhadap anak-anak yang tidak bertanggungjawab kepada ibu bapa dalam akta tersebut bagi memastikan kesedaran masyarakat umum tentang kepentingan menjaga warga emas akan terus meningkat insya-Allah.
She said this in reply to Hulu Langat Member of Parliament Muhammad Sani Hamzan during the question time. Muhammad Sani wanted to know whether the government is planning to introduce a law that will compel salary deductions for children who send their elderly parents to old folks' home or care centres. Elaborating, Aiman Atira said the Act will also provide provisions to protect the rights and well-being of senior citizens, empower the elderly community and create a strong support group for senior citizens and their caretakers. She said the ministry at the same time had also implemented various initiatives to ensure the well-being of senior citizens in the country, such as by establishing Rumah Seri Kenangan RSK and Rumah Ehsan RE Nursing Home for those in need through the Social Welfare Department.
And that is all for now. I'm Shira Abang Mansur. Thank you for watching.